that stuff no more. That's dead. Save the sweet talk for your new love. But again, most people, especially men, and I realize now, women too. I didn't realize the extent that women hold on to their exes. I didn't know that until I got older. And I got to witness some of my friends do it. You know, it is what it is. I don't tend to do that. I don't tend to do that. There's one exception, you know, but I've never had a romantic relationship. We don't call each other sweetie and honey and all that stuff. And that's my first husband. My first husband, we have two natural children together, and we have 8 grandchildren together. So that is one man that will always be a part of my family. He will always be a part of my family. Whether divorced or not. Divorce papers does not strip our bloodline from our kids. They just don't. No. So he will always be a part of the family. But we are not a couple. Mm-mm. No, we're not. Never will be again. It is what it is. But family is family. Period. So my first husband, he became, he went from like being my husband to being my brother. Over time, he's become my brother. And we have children and grandchildren. And I don't have a problem with my kids knowing their dad. They've always known him. They've always known him. After the divorce, he had visitation and he got his kids. He got his kids. You know, and they have their own, my daughters, each of my daughters, they have their own unique relationship with their dad. And it has nothing to do with me. Their relationship with their dad is independent of me. But the grandkids, though, um, I will admit, I desire that he and I spend time together with the grandkids. It's just a desire. It may never happen. Who knows? It is a desire. I want our 7 grandsons and 1 granddaughter to have a healthy image in their mind of a grandmother and a grandfather that are alive, thriving, healthy. You know, he's like successful. I'm on my way to independence and success on my own, and I don't feel like he owe me nothing. I don't owe him nothing. He could be generous. He could be generous with his grandkids and set them up. That would make sense to me. But hey, I'm not him. That's on him. You know what I mean? I know what I'm going to do for them. Everything that I'm doing right now is for my kids and grandkids. I want generational wealth, to be deep and strong. I want my great grandkids that are not even here yet. They're not even here yet. I want them to be set at birth, period. So I'm praying that your grandfather has that mindset too, has that desire too. I'm just going to pray about it. That's all I can do. We don't have, you know, any obligation to each other. You know what I'm saying? So, but I consider him a brother, even though we don't really communicate or spend time together, nothing like that. In my heart, he's a brother because we have children and grandchildren. So, anybody else outside of him, they don't carry any weight in my life. And he don't even refer to me as sweetheart and all that. He called me by my name, period. I call him by his name. After me, he's always been married after me. So it would be inappropriate for me to disrespect him or any of his wives with some sweetheart and pookie and all that. What? I don't do that. And I have a couple of exes that got a problem with me because I shut that shit down. I don't want you like that. You don't want me like that. So why are you calling me sweetie and telling me you love me and all that? But they do that with all the women in their life. Every woman in their life is some type of sweetie baby and all that. Every woman. Well, I like being special and unique. So that's one reason at my age, 55, I'm not likely to be in a legal marriage again. I'm not going to be committed to one man ever again. There's just no benefit for me. I can't speak for other women, but for me, there's no benefit in committing to just one man again. Based on my experience, not your experience, mine. I spent 32 years as a legal wife, and in both situations, they never really wanted me, you know. But I did the job because I work for Most High. I work for Most High. And at the end of the day, I did all my wifely duties and all my motherly duties for Most High because the men that I was married to didn't want me. That's why they could have unlimited women on me. That's why they were able to just leave me for the women. I was never the one. So, and I'm okay with that. You know, I spent my whole entire life just being, just working for Most High, working for Most High. And, you know, and so that's why I want to teach on my channel other young women who tend to attract men that run around on them unlimitedly, like they've never been faithful to you ever. I mean, like the moment, all while you were dating, all while you were married, it was always other women. So that's always been my life. I've never had any man commit to me, um, and let it be just me. I've never had that experience, even after 32 years of legal marriage. So, you know, some of us get the real commitment, but most of us don't. And because most of us don't, now again, I can't speak for those who are blessed enough to be valued. It was not my experience, so I can't speak on it. Sorry. But it is my experience being the woman who's never been valued enough to be the only woman. Never in my life. Never in my life. So I can only speak to women based on my experience. So if you're a woman that is like me, you know what I'm saying? Then approach marriage. Approach marriage knowing that you're not the only one. If you can approach it that way, and knowing that everything you do for your husband, everything you do for the family, the kids, the marriage, you're doing it for Most High. And your reward is going to come from Him. Okay? Because you already know by now that you're being breadcrumbed and he's saving up for the woman he really wants. And there's nothing you can do about it but prepare as best you can. And if you don't have much money in the marriage, because he makes all the money and saving it for the next woman, so you don't have enough money, so you can't prepare with money. I could not prepare with money. Preparing for my husband to leave me for his next woman, money was not a part of the preparation for me. So I couldn't rely on that. Um, I was cheated out of being able to use my PhD. So I couldn't use my PhD. So I couldn't fall on that. The only thing that I could fall on was dating. Dating was the only thing I could prepare myself for when he left. I couldn't rely on my education. I couldn't rely on money. You know, I didn't have family support. You know, I have the kind of family that don't want to be bothered with me. They don't want to be bothered with me. So I just had to wait for him to leave and see what was left. And I picked up the crumbs that he breadcrumbed me with. And I'm creating something. This YouTube channel is one of the things I'm creating. Um, there's other things I'm working on, like, you know, writing books and things like that, you know. Um, when you work for Most High, you don't look for your partner, your husband, your wife, or whoever. Don't look to those people. You can't look to your parents. You can't look to people based on my experience. Now, there are a lot of people on this earth who got supportive family, who've had wonderful marriages and all that. It just wasn't my experience, so I can't speak on it. You know what I'm saying, guys? So I can only speak on mine. So now that I'm divorced for the last time, after 32 years of legal marriage, I'm allowing myself to just simply be the bride of Christ. I'm still a wife. Just because you're not legally married to another person on this earth does not mean you're not a bride, that you're not a wife. You're still married to Most High. And He will always be your provider. Whether you have a little bit, just a few crumbs left for you on this earth, you know what I mean? Or if you have a lot. Either way, Most High is in charge. And the best thing that we can do as people is just treat each other as best we can. That's really about it, based on my experience. So again, when I break up with people, I'm not your wife no more. I'm not your baby, your sweetheart, none of that. Please don't call me that. You don't even have to say I love you anymore. You're just a regular person now, a regular person. And I expect all of my exes to release me to just being a regular woman out here. Just some other woman, a regular woman on the street. Once, you know, we break up, that's it. Let me go all the way. Don't pray for another chance. Don't call me sweetie. You don't need to tell me you love me. None of that. I'm just like any other woman out there. And for those who can't respect that boundary, then I don't want to talk to you because I know that's just who you are and how you are with anybody. No one is special to you. No one is special because everybody is sweetie and, you know, love you and all that. Everybody. Okay. I mean, technically, really, if you think about it, guys, if we stop anchoring ourselves, bonding ourselves, overcommitting ourselves to just one person, then we are free to love everyone. So Maybe those exes of mine who love everybody and just say sweetie and baby and I love you to every woman, they could be doing the right thing. They could be. Again, I don't know that side of life. I don't know life where everyone love each other and treat each other the same. I don't know that life yet. If it's, I don't, it may not even be meant for me. So people who live that way, I have to distance myself because I still live in a world where there's boundaries, such as a wife should be the person you say I love. Your wife, the woman that you're committed to, should be the sweetie, the one getting the flowers, the one, to me. And I feel like if I'm not some man's special, set apart person, then I'm not going. I'm not gonna steal from some other woman, even if he ain't met her yet. If you're not committed to me, I know I'm not her. So I need to back up and just be any other woman, so that the real wife, the real whoever, can come in with ease. But it takes me being disciplined too. You know, it's not all on the man. It's not all on the man. If that man got some exes, those exes need to respect the ex part of their relationship. And so I hold men accountable to their breakup. I mean, if I'm your wife, treat me like a wife, 100%. But if I'm not her, treat me like I'm not, 100%. Because I don't want to be a stumbling block to no future wife of yours, thinking you love me, thinking I'm your sweetie, because you called me that. Those words, those kind of things are important to me. That's special, to the point where I just pull myself way out the game. If I'm not wife material to the men on this earth, it don't hurt my feelings to not be wanted at 55. I don't care. You know, most high, I'm married. I'm still married. And if you're a believer, you know, and have faith and you working on yourself, you know, then you're still married too. Even if you've never had anyone on this earth calling you husband and wife, you still a bride. You still married to Most High as a believer by faith in how you live your life. So, one friend, I had to block him. We ain't together. So, what? Why are you calling me sweetie and asking for money? Huh? We ain't together. Even when we was together. I'm really not the type to be giving no man no money like that. I don't have it. I'm not independent. I'm not independent to be giving some man some money. If my husband don't give it to you, if you can't go to my husband and ask him for it, man to man, which I don't have any husbands now, but I'm just saying, then don't come to me because my husband's provide for me. So I don't have a provider husband anymore. So if I had any exes out there who was depending on my husband's money, well, baby, that's gone. That's gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm being silly, y'all. I'm just being silly now. I do have a dorky side, a kooky dorky side. Be saying buck wild stuff, you know. But yeah, so I don't need anyone to sweet talk me. I'm not in a committed relationship. That's why I like couples. I like dating couples. If a married couple, decide they want, a third or whatever, and they want to share their joy with me, they both have to be involved. I don't have to be involved with each of them equally. No. I may She may be more attracted to me. He may be more attracted. It's not a competition. And if they want to call me sweetheart together, fine. I don't have a problem with that. Because I'll be calling each of them sweetheart back and, all of that. I do not have a couple yet. I don't have one yet. I'm just out meeting couples at this point. And as I meet them, I analyze their situation and decide if, is this a potential, I call them assignments, or not. You know what I mean? So I'm going to keep putting myself out there, meeting couples. And one day, there may be a good fit. If not, then I'm content with me. And I don't need any single person anymore to impress. I just don't desire to put any stake in uh, one-on-one relationships anymore. That life just doesn't work for me, one-on-one. I'm the one that's being faithful and committed and loyal, but you're not. I just can't do that no more. It don't make sense to me. It don't add up. It just doesn't add up. Whether I'm right or wrong about it, I could be right or wrong. You know, maybe women are supposed to be the faithful, loyal ones, and men are supposed to be able to do whatever they want. I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all know I really don't. Reading the Bible, it's not clear to me. I believe what I believe. I think I see what I think I see. You know what I'm saying? But you read the same Bible, and you might get something different. You read that Bible, and it says one on one. That's it. Although no one does that. I was married for 32 years, and those men did not do one on one. No matter what they say, they don't do it. Even when they proposing to you, they can propose to you and be having sex. They be having the other woman help them pick out the ring. You know what I'm trying to say? Weird stuff like that. Other women will help a man pick out a ring for another woman to marry. Weird stuff like that go on. So men will sit up there and say, "Oh, I'm one on one. I'm gonna love my wife." And all that kind of stuff. And then I had another woman help them pick out the wedding ring. I'm like, what? All kind of stuff happened out here. So I just say, you know what? Do what's best for me, based on my experience, based on what I read in the Bible. You know, because every time I talk to anybody else about the Bible, they explain it differently. Who's right? Who's wrong? And then, of course, you got those, well, there is no private interpretation. Well, we're all individuals. How can you avoid it? We're all individuals. Other people wrote the Bible. Yeah, they were inspired by Most High or whatever. Yeah. But none of us can agree on it. And then there's no private interpretation. So where does that put people? We're all individuals instructed to pick the book up and read it, knowing that there's no private interpretation. Somebody make this make sense. Somebody, please. There's no private interpretation, but we're all individuals with different reading skills and abilities and things. Other people wrote the stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? Make it make sense. Don't forget, we're going to be having confessions coming up. Confessions coming up real soon. Okay. I'll let it run for about 30 minutes. I'll have something to talk about while it's running. In about 30 minutes, if no one, participate, then I'll cut it off. But I'll have a topic too. Okay. All right, guys, I'll be back with more. But that's just Dr. Lesia, the preacher's my standards and boundaries in life. I don't call my exes sweetie poo baby and all that. And I don't call no exes up trying to use the fact that that we used to go together as a means to always pick your pocket. I don't do that. All that's for my husband. I don't want nothing from anybody that is not my husband. I don't. And right now, I don't have one. So it is what it is, you know. But I'm still a wife. I'm still a bride. You know what I'm saying? Most High. So I'm restored. I believe that I'm restored to Most High. Now that I am removed from under the leadership of a man on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do have men um, in the ministry that I can go to if I need to. You know what I mean? They're there if I need to go to somebody in the ministry. But other than like a husband that I have to submit to, I'm free. And I'm going to stay that way. And I'm happy about it. But as far as my first husband, if he's interested in having a relationship with the grandchildren with me, then great. If not, he can figure out how to have it separately from me. But I'm not interested in being committed to anybody. I'm done with being cheated on. I'm done with being cheated in one-on-one situations. I'm done with that. I am going to gain independence. I got to get it first. I don't even have it yet. But when I get my independence, I'm in prayer with Most High. Again, this is brand new. Becoming a quote unquote independent woman. I broke down that I don't think it even exists for real. But for the sake of, conversation, the world is using the word independent women. So for the sake of conversation and understandability, um, I'm yet to be independent. Yet to be. I have no idea what that life is. I've never had it. Never. So as I figure it out and praying that Most High, you know, grant me it. Um, Once I get it, I ain't letting it go. Not after 32 years of legal marriage and just being left for other women like I was. Being cheated on the whole time. It really did something to me, y'all. It did. But I was the dummy. I was the fool. I was the fool. When you get so much information coming from somewhere everywhere, you at church being taught one thing, but then in your real life, everybody's like, men ain't no good. They low down, snaking, snaking the grass and all that. So yeah, I know how to, not be a fool, but then at church and you marry people at church and y'all being taught this, try to believe in something better than just everybody's just dogs and low down and trying to hurt people. So you go to church thinking that maybe you'll have something different. And then I did. Married two guys in church and was treated just as bad as men outside the church. So that's why I feel like a fool. That's why. That's why I feel like a fool and dumb and stupid. But I'm getting over that, I'm being a little dramatic, y'all. The first husband left me years ago. That's oh. The last husband left me, 4 years ago, going on 5 years. It's getting old enough. So again, it's not like I'm as bad off as I'm communicating here. I gotta communicate this so you know. I gotta use words like foolish and dumb and stupid so you can, feel it. I have felt it. I had 5 suicide attempts. That's how strong I felt it. Now I'm delivered from all that. Yeah, I am. Praise God. But in order to teach and help other people get free, I gotta bring it back up. I gotta get it out there, you know. Now, right now, today, I don't feel that way, not nearly as strong, you know. So just pray for me. I'm on my independent stride right now. The stuff I'm talking about today is stuff from the past. It's stuff from the past. Both of these men are married to other people, living their best life. They happy, you know. They ain't thinking about me like that. But I have grandsons, 7, and they have an awesome granddad. They have an awesome granddad, you know. And do I have love for their granddad? Yeah. He family. He like a brother. But I ain't gonna go around talking about, I love you. Are you crazy? No. But yeah, I mean, we all have natural family love among each other. It's just natural. It makes sense. And I want my grandsons to know that they come from a good man, a good enough man. They got his blood in their veins, you know, and they can learn a lot from him. They can learn how to run a business from him. They can learn, um, you know, his concept of faith and belief because he is a believer. We share similar faith and belief. And that's another reason why I'm starting to take my grandsons to a Pentecostal apostolic church, even though I know this church would never accept me. You know, I can never be a member, but this is the foundation that their grandfather and I established the whole family on. Their grandfather and I, regardless to me being solo for life, and regardless to him being married, and he'll probably always be married to somebody. That's just who he is. He'll always be married to somebody. So, but the point is, they have a foundation. They have a legacy. You know, I'm a good woman. Their grandfather is a good man. Regardless to our mistakes, regardless to possibly even the mistake of us divorcing, that might have been a mistake, you know. But they can learn it. They can learn for themselves if it was or not. And then they can learn that what happened. They can see that I entered a second marriage that wasn't good for me. They can see that, you know, what their grandfather's experience was. He can tell him himself as a man, tell them what happened. If he want to, it's up to them, you know what I mean? Whatever they want to do. But I want to create the opportunity if I can. If I can't, I just can't. It's just a desire. You know, I'm not going to die. You know what I mean? I spend time with my grandkids, taking them to church, skating, bowling, help do their hair, you know. It felt so good the other day. Um, uh, I watched my grandson, Caden. He's twice my size. Caden is twice my size. He's a big old teddy bear. And he was like, Granny, can you wash my hair? And can you blow dry it out? And I was like, yeah, baby, I used to do that. You know, I used to cut your granddaddy hair. You know, I didn't have to wash his hair, but I used to cut his hair, you know. I like massaging men's scalp and stuff. I don't have no husband, but I got grandsons that got hair and scalps, you know. So he asked me to, I'm like, heck yeah, grandson, you a handsome young man. I got you, boo, helping you get a wife. I want you to get, I want my grandsons to be handsome and spiritual and, you know, business owners and whatever they want. And I want to love on them. If they want me to braid their hair and wash it and massage their scalp with some growth oil and all that, I got them. I'm going to give him a facial too. Because I've given him all the facial cleansers and all that. Because he's a teenager, so he deal with acne, you know, so I help him manage his little acne and stuff. But I'm going to start giving him facials like I used to do um, my husband's. I'm going to give him facials because, you know, help him teach him how to keep his, you know, skin clean and healthy and teach him how to, care for his own hair. It's wonderful if a woman can do it, but you can do it too now. So, I'm just, hey, what husbands don't appreciate about me, I got 7 grandsons. Teach them how to uh, budget their money, you know, teach them how to, you know, care for women and provide for them without being used. There's a balance there. Even if you legally married to a woman, you can provide for her and care for her and not breadcrumb her just so you can run off with somebody else. You ain't got to do it that way, bruh. I'm going to teach all my grandsons. You can have what you want through honesty, respect, and planning. Whether you want one woman or multiple women, you got to have a plan. You got to lead your life. You got to lead your women and families, period. And I'm going to teach them the difference by the example of their grandfather and the example of the second marriage I had. How you can do it. Because see, with my first husband, at the end of the day, he basically got 3 wives, a successful business, and the wives are doing their thing. The children get along, well enough, and grandkids. I mean, he did it. Not perfectly, no. It was flawed, but when you have a plan, and when Most High sits in the midst, you know what I mean? Somehow, some way at the end, it all work out. And here we are, all these years later, and there's still hope for the family to thrive and keep going. It don't matter who his wives are. It don't matter, you know, there's still hope. We're still thriving. Everything is still alive. Some men know how to have more than one wife and everything still stay alive. Other men, they use a lot of deception and what secrecy and, breadcrumbing and all that. And they just end up, everything die. Everything die around them. Nothing really come from their the way they do it. They don't have a plan. They're being too mysterious. You know, they're not in alignment with Most High. So I've experienced the difference. And yes, I did it as a polyandrous woman. I've had more than one husband, 2 legal ones. And I don't limit husbandry to legality. We don't have to be quote unquote legal according to the laws of the land, and because they change all the time. The laws of the land change. 2 men can get married, y'all. 2 men can get married. Yeah, 2 women can get married. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But 2 men can be legally married. The laws can change. So women, we can't depend on laws. Women, we can't depend on men. We can't depend on them. Depend on Most High. That's where we have to depend. Men, I can't speak for them. They know where they have to depend. They they keep it separate from us. Secret. It's a secret from us. What they do, they keep it a secret. But some men, somehow, some way, when Most High is involved, all the biblical men in the Bible that had multiple wives, Most High was still in the midst. Abraham, even though they brought Hagar in, he and Sarah, they brought her in. Most High never left any of them. Most High stayed with them and kept his promise. Jacob, he had Leah and Rachel. Most High didn't leave him. He didn't leave him. David, King David, even though he killed a man to get a wife, he already had wives. He already had wives and still out there killing somebody for a wife. Most High didn't leave him. Never left him. So some men have the anointing. And I know people probably gonna shoot me down, but I believe even Nick Cannon, he has the anointing. The women and children are aware of each other. There's no lying, cheating, and all that I'm aware of. You know what I'm saying? And the one woman who decided to go get her a husband, she decided to practice polyandry instead of just his style. And there's nothing wrong with that. To me, I know people got their opinion. That's fine. And I'll real quick, as far as Jay-Z and Beyonce, I'm not saying that they've done no wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they have done no wrong. I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying is, I think they have a unique situation. Their situation is unique, it's set apart, and I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I'm not saying they innocent, y'all, okay? But I'm also not convinced either. And I've done a reading on them, so maybe I need to pull that reading back up. But to me, they still the king and queen. Just like my first husband. You know, he ain't innocent. He ain't innocent. But he is still the king. He is still the king. So some people, divine has his hand in it. And I want to say that Jay-Z and Beyonce, divine has his hand in their situation. So yeah, they may not be innocent, just like I'm not that innocent. And if you really look at your life, you're not all that innocent either. Possibly, you know. So let's not completely give up on them just yet. Let's not throw them in there with everybody else just yet. It's just my instincts, you know. And I'll admit, when Beyonce first came out, she was just another, you know, rapper girl out there doing her thing. Okay. She was gyrating on top of cars and all that. I was like, who is she? I'm like, she working her butt off. Whoever she is, she working her butt off. You know what I mean? So I wasn't that into her at first. But then over time, it was something about her. She drew me. Over time, she drew me. Even though I didn't get her at first. I thought she was overdoing it at first, overdoing it. I mean, she was working her butt off to get where she at. I get it, but over time, she drew me. I began to resonate with her some kind of way. And then I know people start saying that she's into evil, she this, she that. Well, they say it about me too. So um again, I'm just gonna I have a little hope for them. We're all set up. We're all set up in the system. Come on now. We're all set up in the system. Whether we're quote unquote poor or, celebrity rich. It's all a setup. And we have to recognize when Most High has his divine hand in a situation. All the celebrities are not in the same boat, not all of them. Maybe a lot of them. And then we have to keep in mind too, guys, these quote unquote children involved, where are their parents? Where are their parents? Where are their parents? They need to be equally held accountable. I heard about the 13-year-old girl took it upon herself to put herself in harm's way. She took it upon herself to put herself in harm's way. Now, am I saying it's her fault? No. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But when I was her age, I was tempted to do what she did. I was tempted. I was some type of celebrity kid in Detroit. I was celebrity in Detroit, though, just one little town celebrity. And I made a choice for myself. I ain't putting myself out there for the people to rape and rob me forever just so I can be on TV. I made that choice when I was her age. I ain't want I wanted to be on TV, but not at the cost of being ran through like that. Everybody knew what could happen to you. Anybody that desired to be in that business at any age know what could possibly happen to you. And where were her parents? Look at the whole picture. And I know there are a lot of informants out there. I know. Because I just came through a lot of crap where people thought that I was guilty and deserving of being put out, deserving of being discarded, deserving because they thought I was just so horrible. They thought, because of what they thought, because of what they heard, because of what people accused me of. I let things play out. I do research, let things play out, you know, and always know that we're always being set up. Natives and Africans here in this country, we're always being set up and being played against each other, the natives and Africans, because we look alike. Not all natives are light skinned with straight hair. I'm native. I look like I come from Africa. And I got nappy hair, but I'm native. Am I mixed with West African? Yeah, I am mixed. But the mixing didn't alter my nappy hair. It didn't alter my skin. I was already nappy head with dark skin before I was mixed with West African. Well, actually, to be honest, I had lighter skin, you know. But that ain't the point. The point is, um, most of us natives, most of us natives are born light. And I was born light skin. Okay. I'm dark now, you know, but I wasn't born that way. My skin had to darken up. And I think people need to do more research on that. The natives, our skin vary. The natives, our skin vary. Not even talking about with West African mixtures. The West African mixtures don't necessarily have anything to do with how our native skin tones vary and our hair textures vary as natives. So I'm not denying my West African mixture. I'm not denying it. But it's not responsible for my nappy hair and my darker skin. It's not completely responsible. It contributes to it. Okay, so I'm way off topic. So let me shut this down 50 minutes. But again, we all need to be careful who we let claim us just so they can have access to us. Respect the boundaries. Once you decide you don't want me, stick to that. Stick to it. I'm sticking to it. Period. Don't call me baby. You don't love me. We good. Now, I'm not saying there's no love at all. I'm not saying that. But not the kind that we used to have. That's gone. It died. It's dead and gone. That's just how I feel. And that's why it's hard for me to talk to men who make you an ex and still tell you they love you and call you sweet poo and baby and all that. Where they do that at? The player club. The player clubs. They do it there. Okay, guys. Bye. That's it. So the next live will be the confessions. I got to get ready for it. I got to get myself prayed up, get my confidence way up, because I know people want to go in. They already have. I mean, like, it's, you know, that's just how it is in this world. You know, if your own husbands can, you know, call your names to your face, of course the strangers are. My husband had to pay for that, and that's why I want to charge. I want to charge for the insults. Pay me for telling me I'm ugly. You know, pay me at least $1 or something. Contribute to it, you know. Time off of offending people for free. All right, guys, I'll be back. I'll be back for confessions and just cussing out. If you want to confess, cuss out, whatever you want to do. Release that negative energy. We got to get it out. Because when you get all that negative energy out, then it just leaves room for positivity. You got to get it out of you. People want you to leave it in you so you can die with it. Well, I say no. Come over here to Dr. Preacha's channel. Oh, before I get off, guys, I need like what? 7 more subscribers. May I get 7 more subscribers, please? If you're on here, just hit the subscribe button. Help us sister out. I need 7 more subscribers. And then I'll have 2,000, guys. 2,000s. You know, I'm like, oh my God, 2,000. I'm in the thousands. I'm in the thousands. So I'm so happy. Because I remember when I had like 200, 300. You know what I mean? I remember when I got to 500, I was like geeked, you know? So I am like this close to 2,000. So if you're out of here, click subscribe. Help me get to 2,000. That's free. You ain't got to cash at me or nothing. Just hit subscribe. Get me to 2,000. Okay? I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Click like, subscribe. And of course, donate to the channel. I'll be back for confessions.